All right, welcome back here on a Friday, 8 o'clock hour. Always great having time with Dave Hyde, and, of course, all day Dan Day filling in. And joined this morning by Dolphins columnist for the Sun Sentinel, Chris Perkins. Perk, how you doing, man?
Oh, fellas, I'm doing good. I was just telling Dan Day I don't have to go anywhere today. So I got podcast at noon. I got to write a column later on, but I'm staying home today on this cloudy day.
Hey, Perk, before we get into what you're going to be writing about and talking about on the podcast, I came out this morning and just watching off what the coaches have said and talked about, who's lining up in certain areas and the way you guys, the guys you're getting, the guys that are being thrown to. I'm about 60. I think I might even be 70% on who's going to be starting for the Miami Dolphins. And I know there's still more days left in the offseason. We still have next week. We still have camp. We have preseason. And I still would tell you I feel pretty good about who's going to start on the defensive line at the tackle positions, the starting five on the offensive line, the two tight ends, the safety, the three starting corners. Even the guys are going to play at wide receiver. Now, outside of the first two, I'm not sure. I think there's stuff. But you agree, Perk, we still got a pretty good eye who the 1 and 2 quarterbacks are going to be, that we got a pretty good idea at this point, or you still think it's wide open?
No, I agree with you, Joe. Look, this is not going to be a high-quality team, but I think the starters are, I agree with you. The starters are pretty clear at this point. We'll see what happens when the pads come on, but they have a lot of high draftees. They have a lot of, experienced guys for these starting positions. And there's kind of a clear difference between the starters and the reserves, right? So I think that you're correct when you look at some of these guys. When you look at how it goes at corner from Juju Brents and Jason Marshall Jr. and Chris Johnson,
yes,
right to the rest of the group, right? Ethan Bonner and the rest. Yeah, you're right. You're right from that standpoint. I agree.
All right, who's the receivers? You name the cornerbacks. Do we have receivers?
Yeah,
yet?
I want to hear this one. This would be good. Yeah.
I would, Malik Washington is definitely going to be a starting receiver. We'll see what happens with Tutu Atwell, who can also be a starting receiver. We'll see what happens with Jalen Tolbert also. Those are the three that I think right now that would probably be the starters, even though Malik and Tutu are both kind of slot guys. Kevin Coleman Jr. Is coming up, a rookie draftee. I can't remember the round he was drafted. I want to say maybe the 5th round. I'm most excited about Chris Bell, who is still injured. We'll see what happens with Caleb Douglas. They're both 3rd rounders, but right now I would say that Tutu and Jalen Tolbert and Malik have been the best 3 receivers out there.
Those are the ones that get targeted along with Dulcich all the time. That was
right.
Hey,
Malik Willis knows where his bread is buttered right now, Joe. He's not dumb.
And I'm going to take it a step further. Coaches can say whatever they want, but whoever the quarterback's throwing to and feels comfortable throwing to, those are going to be the dudes that are playing 3 wide, 4 wide. Those are going to be the guys that they're going to put out. They're going to be on the same page by the time the season rolls around with a QB saying, I like throwing to this guy, and I feel comfortable going for the off-season workouts and the whole deal. Hey, by the way, it's really interesting. We talk about Malik Willis, obviously very important, and he's going to be the starting quarterback, but Quinn Ewers has looked really, really good. What do you think?
Yeah, he has. I think he's definitely taken a step up from last season. I think a lot of those draftees, the 2025 draft class has taken a step up. We'll see how good they turn out to be. But unfortunately for Quinn, he's got 0 chance at being the starter. 0.
Right.
These guys, Sully and Half, right, John Eric Sullivan, the GM, and Jeff Hafley, the coach, brought Malik Willis from Green Bay for a reason.
That was
they gave
over.
him a 4-year, $67.5 million contract for a reason, and that reason is to be the starter, to be the face of this rebuild. So, and again, that's a critical point, right? This isn't just a season. This is a rebuild. This is the first step in a very important step for Sully and Half. So, yeah, they're going with their guy, unfortunately. But Ewers, he's spinning it out there. He definitely looks like he's taking a step up from his rookie season. So if something happens to Malik, I think you can put Quinn Ewers in there and feel fairly confident.
I agree. That's good. Well put. Yes, I agree with you. Good stuff. Yes.
All right, Perk. We had our first, that I saw anyways, football power rankings out. ESPN put it out.
Right.
Well, that's no surprise.
It's no surprise.
I don't think it's shocking to anybody.
Can it change? I guess that's
we're
my
dead
question.
last. Is what
the Dolphins 32nd, Jets 31st, Browns 30th. Can it change this year? Remember, they're working with about less than half the salary cap of any other team.
Right. Yeah, no, it can definitely change. And we don't know what this team is as far as a win-loss record. So, and I stress again, the point of the season is not the win-loss record. Although, I don't want to see a 2 or 3 win season because that's going to raise questions about Sully, Happ, and Malik Willis. The point of the season is, do you have the right people in place, starting with Sully, going to Happ, going to Malik Willis, and do these players that you have the right attitude? When I talked to Happ a couple of days ago, he said the 2 most important things that he's done since he's been hired are culture and establishing a standard. That's what this season is about. So, but having said that, maybe I don't think they're going to be the worst team in the league, and Aaron is a candidate for that. There's a couple of, that you mentioned the Jets. I think to me, the standard is 5 wins. And I say that because people want a number, and that's what Flo did in that awful 2019 rebuild. So I think if Flo can do 5 wins, we can expect Happ to do 5 wins. But if he doesn't, it's not like, they're going to fire him or anything like that. It's just they didn't get 5 wins. But do you have the right people in place? That's the point of the season.
To me, the standard is what the Patriots did 2 years ago, 4 wins, when they had questions across the board, but they found their quarterback, and then they went out and spent $190 million in the offseason and went to the Super Bowl.
And spent it well.
It's a 2-year rebuild if it works. If it works, it's a 2-year rebuild.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the Patriots did it. Denver turned it around really quickly. Jacksonville has turned it around really quickly. I mean, these things are going on around the league. I mean, you look at Dan Campbell turned Detroit around. That was a multi-year thing, but and maybe they peaked already. But there are 2 and 3 rebuilds, 2 and 3 year rebuilds going on around the league. And that's what I'm looking for the Dolphins. Like, this is your kind of, free pass season, your scholarship season. But next season, you need to start compiling some wins. And again, as I've been telling people, with Malik Willis, the clock is ticking because if he has 2 good seasons, he's going to start wanting $50 million and $55 million a year as a starter, like most of them do. And then instead of having a good amount of money to spend in free agency, the Dolphins will have just the same amount as everybody else. So at that time, you've got to really hope that this draft and develop plan is working, because if not, you're going to be stuck in mediocrity again, quite honestly.
Perk, I got to ask you about the 3 hot names everybody talks about, and I look at you guys sometimes and I go, all right, you feel any better about them? You ready for do you feel any better about them? Grant.
Let's do it.
Grant, defensive.
Yeah, KG, I'll tell you this, Joe. When I look at individual drills, and they aren't wearing pads and they aren't doing a lot of active 11 on 11, so this is what you have to judge them on. Kenneth Grant looks good hitting that practice sled and going over the dummies. He looks athletic. He looks aggressive. He looks confident. He looks like a NFL starting defensive tackle compared to last year when he looked like a rookie and he was a little bit sloppy in his technique. Yes, KG looks better in individual drills, definitely.
All right, right guard, Savia Nayak. I'm so tired of hearing about he was the last ranked guard, and better right guard so far. What do you think? I know, again, haven't put pads on and all that. Does he look more comfortable?
He looks more comfortable, but I'll be honest, I haven't watched Jonah a whole lot. I've watched KG, I've watched Kadyn Proctor. I've watched a lot of other interior guys aside from Jonah, but he looks a little bit more comfortable. He looks a little bit better in individual drills, but I'm not sold on Jonah quite yet.
All right, so you heard the comments on the third guy. Hafley talked a lot about chop and different numbers and 9 technique, the 5 inside, up, down, all around, and potential of what this guy can do. Do you feel better about Chop Robinson from what you've seen out there? Bo is not a fan.
Yeah, I still haven't been convinced by Chop. He looks better, but I'm kind of in that Jonah school with him that I haven't really focused on him. When I see him in individual drills, he looks better. He's put on some muscle. He told us he added like maybe 6 or 7 pounds of muscle, but I haven't seen anything from Chop that makes me think, oh, okay, now, he's going to start producing. Look, Chop was a low sack guy his last year at Penn State, and he's been that his first 2 years in the NFL. I don't think that Chop is ever going to be a 10-sack guy. But if he can do what Hafley said and become a complete player, a 3-down player, that helps the Dolphins tremendously. So to me, that's the goal for Chop, be a complete player as opposed to a sack specialist, because I don't think he's ever going to be the 8 to 10 sack a year guy.
I want to ask you about Proctor. We'll finish right here with this one. I'm not worried about him. Matter of fact, I think he's going to be really good between an all-pro center and a guy that's getting better and better at left tackle. I think they're going to be running that left side, and I think he is going to be really good. And he hasn't put the pads on, but he's holding his own out there really well. What do you think?
Proctor's another one that looks good. He looks the role. He does not look fat. He does not look sloppy. He looks agile. He looks in shape. He looks athletic. Good hands, good feet. And one thing that I watched, Joe, at this time of the year with the linemen, when they're doing drills, are the coaches constantly making them redo the drill and constantly telling them about hands and feet? We don't see that with Kadyn Proctor. We see that with other players. You don't see that with Proctor. Proctor does his drills. It's clean. He gets back to the back of the line. You got to like that from a rookie. So I said I think the floor for Kadyn Proctor is Juwan James, and I think the ceiling is Laramie Tunsil. I don't think this guy is going to be a bust by any stretch. It's just, will he be a multi-time Pro Bowler? But he's going to be a starter, and he's going to be a good starter, I think.
All right, we're about to say goodbye to the Dolphins for a month, and we know who we always worried about in this month in recent years.
Dave, we can ask him who we're worried about.
Who's the guy you're worried about?
Who's our Tyreek Hill is what he's asking.
Oh, man. You know what? I haven't even thought about that. That's a good question. You know what? This seems like a well-behaved team. This is kind of a team.
It does, man. It really does. Like, that's funny.
You might worry about just Proctor, just from this is where he got out of shape. This is where he got out of shape.
No. I'm not worried about Proctor. I'm not worried about Proctor gaining weight. I don't know why. But
this would be if he can't keep it under control this year, then they got real problems.
Right.
And
thank you. Right. The opportunity of a lifetime. Like, this is the year out of all of them that you can't get comfortable. Correct. After you've been in the league for a year, maybe. Right. But if he comes back overweight, that's a really, really, really bad sign.
Yeah, no.
So we haven't identified any knuckleheads yet.
I think the knucklehead club's gone.
No, the knucklehead. That's my point.
The knuckleheads are gone.
The index. It's all guys trying to make careers right now. Except for obviously a few, veterans who you're not going to worry about at all, anyways. So.
Hey, Perk.
Right. Yeah, Jordyn Brooks and Brewer. Yeah, they're good. They're good.
Yeah, good leaders. Either one of those guys, and I'll let you run. Either one of those guys or both of them get contracts done before the start of camp.
I think. I don't know. No, I don't think before the start of camp, but I think before the start of the season, they both get them done. Sully seems like a man of substance, and he says that these three guys are the pillars: H.N., Brooks, and Brewer. I think all three of them get contracts. We know H.N. has got his. I think Brooks and Brew definitely get their contracts before the season starts.
Perk, thank you, man. Have a great couple of days off. But you got any time to do a little lady chasing, or are you just going to relax and watch TV? If you don't mind me asking, what are you thinking?
No, I'm gonna do a little lady chasing over the weekend, and then on Wednesday I go to San Antonio to visit family. So I'll watch some NBA finals and hang out with family and do some lady chasing down in San Antonio. So
watch that knee. Watch that bad knee while you're chasing those.
Man, it's the arthritic left knee, man. I need knee replacement. I'll be limping. I'll be limping around, but I'll still be chasing.
Hey, Perk, don't worry. Those older ladies are a little easier to catch, man.
Right. They don't move it fast.
Little
bro.
ladies.
That's right.
Hey, Perk, if you need any recommendations, I've been recently giving them to a couple of guys. If you need anything in that Los Olas area where they're loaded down with women from 50 to 65, just waiting for somebody to come through that door and offer to buy them a drink. So just let me know.
Joe, I'm going to use your name, Los Olas, Brickell, North Miami Beach, and San Antonio. You better work in one of those 4 locations, Joe.
All right. Thanks, Perk. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you,
man. See y'all.
All right. Hey, listen. Oh, Perk. I liked him when he was all night. Now he's not even to midnight.
Well, now
he's slowing down too. He's part of the old guy club, man. He's joined us.
Or maybe that's just his image right now. He's trying to clean that up.
He might be. You're right. You're right. All right, listen. We're coming off mental